what's happening, gamers? Welcome back to Crash Bandicoot on the PS4. The Sane Trilogy. And no, I'm not the voice of the people Activision chose, but this game is provided by Activision, so thank you. FTC regulations have to do it.
Thank you, Activision.
We're going up the creek. And again, those of you who are new to our series, we are new to Crash. I know of it. I watched a friend of mine play it when I was in junior high. This is my first time ever playing a Crash game outside of, like, the Crash kart games or his appearance in Skylanders.
Yeah.
It just wasn't... The ship sailed for me, in a sense, so...
Well, I mean, I don't know if people remember, but back in the day, most people could have only afford, like, one system, so you got Nintendo or PlayStation, like, you kind of choose. I don't know.
Well, I mean, we don't have to go back to the PlayStation yo-ho days, talking about why people had PlayStations,
I just mean, I never saw anyone play Crash, and my brothers played a ton of video games.
Well,
so.
In order to get the PlayStation to become, you know, a yar, you had to first buy the system, and the PlayStation was way expensive.
Right, no, but I'm just saying, like, I remember some people, I don't know, I heard that some people were saying, oh my gosh, how could you have never played this? But some people didn't have a PlayStation, so my family didn't, so.
Nintendo kid? Amber was a Sega kid.
Well, I had a Sega in my room, my brothers were all Nintendo.
No!
Nintendo, yeah, but I would say mine was a Sega Genesis, that's all I had.
And I've spent about 6 hours now with Crash, playing a little bit more ahead. Trying to, anyway. And one thing that I've learned from this experience is I'm glad to hear that there are other Crash games in this collection that are a lot better than this game. Because I'm going to be totally blunt. There are parts of this game, like Road to Nowhere and some other levels, where the platforming mechanics are just downright atrocious. And I'm going back to my old reviewer stance. There are times where you will jump and Crash will literally slide off a platform that he was standing on. Or you won't be able to see where you're jumping because there's too much fog or, you know, something else. There were a lot of problems in the original Crash game that people who are fans, they don't really look at it. But I can look at it because I'm not a fan of Crash. This is my first time with it. And I can see why they rushed to get the sequel out, like, within 9 to 8 months, because there was a lot of problems with the first Crash game, with the platforming mechanics.
Yeah, and having said that, the problems in this game are actually not Activision's fault, but the original Crash fault, because they actually remade the game to a T.
Yeah.
So every single platforming issue, they did it exactly the same. So this is exactly carbon copy. They just updated the visuals. So yeah, and that is a frustrating thing. Like when you were playing. You know, I'm sorry to bring in Big N or something. When you're playing a Mario platformer, like, you know, if you die, it's kind of your fault because the platforming is so streamlined, so well done that you know it's your fault. But sometimes it is frustrating to play. I do feel like there are some issues with this, like...
Well, this came out, like, the same year as Mario 64, but Mario 64 just blew everything else away.
Yeah.
And it changed the way that, you know, 3D gaming is today, being able to move the camera around, seeing Mario in a full 3D space. Crash Bandicoot, it did, like, 3D, and then it did, like, side-scrolling. Like, it kinda does 3D. It's not like a full functioning, like, control setup. You have forward Crash view, where you can see... like him coming at you in some levels, or you have the one where the camera is kind of tilted behind him in almost like a third-person mode.
Well, like, I remember I was saying to you, I was like, well, that's part of the difficulty of it, is not being able to see exactly where you're going, and you're like, no, that shouldn't be part of it. But yeah, and there are some people that actually love playing this game and played it from their childhood, and you know, you can become very good at this. We're just kind of saying our opinion just on a game, just like from a reviewer's perspective. You know, there were some things that could have been a little different, but that's the first Crash game, so
yeah, the first. I'm actually looking forward to playing Vortex, but you know, there are parts of this game that, you know, when I go back and I look at my long list of hundreds of games that I finished. And, you know, some of the most, you know, the challenging games out there.
Yeah.
Not playing Crash and like trying to do it now and being unfamiliar with the mechanics, it was a little unnerving to me because I love being able to go through a game like, and I thought Crash was going to be one of those games where I sit down and 2 to 3 hours I'm done.
Yeah.
And we're 1 day away before the game officially releases on June 30th, and you know, we did get it earlier. So some people are like, how in the world do you have this already? It's like, Activision likes us. I don't know. So
yeah, I mean, like, we used to get...
They did like us before I started talking about Crash in
well, yeah, I mean, like, for me, though, from what I've played of this...
Sweet!
It is very addicting. It's a very cute game. I love, you know...
So if you take your time with this and get all the boxes, then you can get these gems. And
his mouth doesn't go as far down anymore.
Yeah, his mouth doesn't go as far down. And I really appreciate you guys telling me that, you know, we didn't need the boxes in order to progress and stuff like that. That's great. All it is you get the gems or the diamonds or whatever they're called, and you get a better ending at the end. And to be honest, I don't really care about that.
Well,
so I'm not doing 100% in this.
I remember I was saying, like, and
it's really important to save in this, like, because there are going to be levels that you're going to come across that are going to spank you and take all your lives, and then you're going to try to continue with just 4 lives. So my suggestion is to save when you have as many lives as possible before doing a difficult level.
Yeah.
And if you pace yourself, I've noticed that you're able to figure out what's going on. But I know a lot of people beat this stuff, like, relatively faster, and they speedrun it. I'm not going to be speedrunning it, because this is my first time with it. I don't want to have a sour viewpoint of Crash.
Yeah, I mean, the way we kind of started this channel was just to have fun playing stuff together and having new experiences playing games, sometimes that we've never even played, just from a fresh perspective. So some people don't get that because they're so used to, like, people playing games to look cool or try to outsmart other people or try to be better. We don't try to play games to be better than other people. We play games for fun. Yeah, we play them for fun, like how they were intended originally. Like, you're just sitting with your, you know, friends in your living room or whatever. Alright,
so, just to cut you off there.
Sorry.
This boss, Ripper-Roo, is a kangaroo, and he bounces in a pattern. If you people didn't know that. I kind of figured out this pattern like a little while ago, just noticing that his first jump, he doesn't attack that square there. So he has 3, I guess, like life bars or something that you have to blow up with these dynamite things.
Oh, you have to set those on fire.
And he has 2 patterns that he does from what I've seen. So you can start standing on this square, and then his second time, which we're on his second life bar, you want to stand on the platform that crashes right now, or the one all the way to the other side, because that's where the kangaroo isn't going to jump. So we're going to make our way over there and hope that we catch him with the explosion.
Oh, almost got him.
It's all about patterns with the boss fights, most of them, which is good because that's a very like 90s platformer game type thing.
Yeah, I mean, I remember thinking most games were about patterns, but I think I don't see a lot of games about patterns anymore, but they used to be about patterns all the time.
Okay, so see, if you stay right here, and you just, like, slow your mind down, the kangaroo's not gonna touch you, because he's in a straitjacket. He's got to turn a certain way so he can make it to where he needs to go.
He's a crazy kangaroo.
Boom.
Ripperoo.
But, I mean, you know, one of the things that I probably would have really liked about this if, say, Crash was not a Sony exclusive, because it was basically Sony's answer to Mario and Naughty Dog's, like, ushering into fame. And you could see a lot of ideas in this that later would create another one of their successful series, Uncharted, like with the ruins and stuff like that.
Yeah, you can see he's exploring stuff. And
Okay, so this might get him. Yeah, there we go. Oh, sweet. Wait, he's still going? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's not. He still has some life bar left.
That's annoying.
I don't know. The fact that he's in a straitjacket is a little bit disturbing, but I mean.
But it's he kind of looks like Wile E. Coyote a little bit, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's like a kangaroo version of Wile E. Coyote. Because I was reading about the history of this game a little bit more, and it's kind of fascinating that they wanted to do this thing where they showed like so much expressions, like cartoon expressions for this. And that was the main focus of the game.
I can see that. I mean, that's part of what I really love about it, what kind of draws me to the game is the expressions at the end when he wins and when he's jumping and everything. Yeah, that was
long
great.
Neck. That was a Looney Tune thing.
Yeah, it does give me a Looney Tunes feel, and I love watching Looney Tunes. I'll sit there and watch that like all day.
But yeah, I would say if you've never played a Crash game and you're new to stuff, I would say it's about, for the first level, probably be about a 20-minute learning curve, and then you're going to run into some levels that are very badly constructed for platforming, like literally where you have to be super perfect, because if you do it wrong, you're going to slide right off. And that was a problem back during the NES and Super Nintendo and Genesis days, that there would be sloppy platforming where you would jump perfectly, and then your character, not on an incline path, just like a regular thing, they would just kind of like somehow fall off.
Yeah.
And that happens a lot in Crash Bandicoot, especially in that Road to Nowhere.
Oh, you can jump around.
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Oh
That's I did that in Donkey Kong 64. I mean, that's not a hard thing to do in these platforming games.
Yeah.
You just kind of trick the game a little bit.
Or did they purposely make it?
No, Donkey Kong 64 came out way later.
Yeah.
Crash was first.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if they purposely made the platform so they would ridiculously fall off all the time, but I don't think so.
No.
It's just...
And also, thank you for the advice, too. I really rely on you guys, our subscribers and our viewers, because I actually asked people on our Instagram and Twitter when I was having some issues with Crash, because I'd never played it, so it was kind of like I reached out for help. So I really appreciate some of the active viewers and other things, like telling me, you know, jump on the boxes to get the fruit, and, you know, try not to smack the items away, like the fruit and the spin attack. So I'm not using my spin attack as much anymore, so we're collecting more items and things like that. It's a lot better. And I'm just really starting to enjoy the game a lot more, knowing now that I don't need to worry about, you know, trying to get these boxes.
Yeah, and I started thinking, like, oh, because of the time trials, I thought, oh man, you have to get every level in 34 seconds, but that's if you're going through and doing the time trials, like, so.
Yeah, the time trials are used to collect, like, these weird keys. I don't know what they do. One user was telling us, you know, the boxes are for the alternate ending, and if you get keys or artifacts, it does something else. But the artifacts, from what I've been reading, in order to get those in this island, you have to beat most of the stages in under, like, the first level you have to do in 30 seconds, or 32. The other levels you have to do it in under a minute. So it's like 56 seconds, 55, 58, stuff like that. Now, I'm probably not going to be able to do that. I'm going to test that theory after we're done recording, because I have a feeling that we're going to need to grind even more lives. I don't think 20-something lives is going to be enough. And maybe we'll get to the Road to Nowhere. I don't know.
Well, I mean, when you're playing a level where if you fall off the cliff, you die immediately, and that, you know, it's almost like you're in this, it's almost like you're in a Mario Sky level all the time in this game, because it's like there's places to fall off all the time. So yeah, I mean, like, when you're dealing with that kind of level, then you definitely need some extra lives. So,
but do you see too, like, one of the problems with this Crash Bandicoot, see how they're trying to do, like, before there was 2.5D, and there's, like, all this space, like, for the character to move.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't have very good depth perception for 3D games and things like that, and realize that you have more space that you can move around in, like, judging enemy placement and things like that, it's going to have you falling off things, it's going to have you running into the enemy.
Basically, if your eyes have any kind of problems at all, this game is very...
Well, this style of games.
Kind of annoying to... Yeah, this kind of game can be very annoying to play. Yeah, I mean, like... I mean, it's like kind of like part 2D. I mean, I guess, remember when we were playing Golden Axe? But that kind of like, you were kind of 2D, or like Battletoads or something. But maybe I'm not thinking correctly.
Well, that's considered like arcade gameplay.
Oh, okay. That's what I was thinking this is kind of like, but maybe it's not.
No, this is a 3D platformer. Half side-scrolling, half like 3D platformer from like a third camera angle, like third-person angle.
Oh, okay. All right. I see what you're saying.
But I'm saying, like, when you really... Because, I mean, this is fine. This is easy platforming, because notice how the platform is edged right up against the wall. So it gives you, like, a place that you can stand without having to worry about, like, missing stuff or whatever. It's not just like this floating platform with nothing behind it, because they have all this open space to the side and coming forward like this, in this like kind of 2D angle. For me, with my eye issues, it makes it hard for me to judge like where the space is, where my character's moving around.
Yeah, well, I remember talking to you and saying, oh, how come, you don't, you're getting frustrated with Crash? Because usually you love a game, you love a good challenge. You love Gunvolt, you love anything like that, and I thought, oh, isn't it just challenging because blah, 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 and then you're like, well, actually the challenge for me is I can't see because, you can't really tell where, especially when you're coming forward, you can't tell how far that gap is.
Judging the distance of either I'm going to overshoot it,
I don't know if they could have done a better job kind of showing you where you're going, so.
See, that was my fault. I don't blame the game for that. That was, that's a moving platform.
Yeah, now you're on side-scrolling. That's a little, but.
It's a little bit, but.
It's a little bit, not, when you're coming towards the screen, it gets really crazy.
No, I like this kind of stuff, and I'm not gonna die as much here, but yeah, I am gonna technically lose lives and stuff like that, but I think for a first time playing the game, first time going through it, I think I'm doing better than most new people would at this.
Yeah. I think so too.
And
well, I mean, I wanted to try to play it.
I'm trying to enjoy it for what it is.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I was trying to play it, and I would be like, oh, let me try it, Luke, and then I'd be like, wait, I need another chance. So I want to say, like, I really want to play this, but then I'd be losing all Luke's lives, but we'll see.
Well, there's tons of lives like all over the place, and we have 27 lives, so I mean,
yeah. But so we'll see. Maybe later, after we're done doing the series.
Oh, totally, yeah.
Maybe I'll sit and play it.
I mean, I liked that one idea we had. Like, I don't know if you guys saw from episode 2, because episode 2 was a 50-minute episode that we cut down to, I think it was about 30 minutes, something like that. I managed to really pull it, but Amber played sometime, I played sometime, and we were trying to learn some stuff with it. And it was funny, but like the commentary got like so crazy at one point, and it was just like, I need to be done playing, and I need to go eat something. Forgot about the bats.
Then we had tacos, I think. So.
Yeah.
That was good.
No, tacos were today, because right before we were getting ready to record, I was practicing ahead.
Yeah.
Because we're still here on the island. I got stuck on this level where there's this goat thing coming at you, and there's all this fog, and the platforming is like so bad that's what I was talking about. Like the character was slipping off this stuff. And there are different platforms. There are platforms that give away. Like after I counted it to be about like 3.5 seconds.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, you're on this bridge and stuff like that. And I don't even mind like I think the inclined blue platforms are kind of cool. Like, because you slide down a little bit. It's that enemy that's running back and forth takes a lot of your lives. And then the game, just like, you know how in Donkey Kong, Tropical Freeze or whatever, they would give you the gold Kong, or they would make you invincible. So if you mess up a lot in Crash, I don't know if this is new or if it was in the original, if you die like 10 times in a row, they give you like the little mask guy that gives you one hit that you can, survive. So then I would use that one hit to, instead of avoiding this bull charging at me or whatever, I would use it to hit the bull.
Yeah.
And then I could do the level. But I had, right before I technically rage quitted, I had 22 lives. And then, stuff didn't work out.
Yeah.
Trying to get a hold of me? They're gonna have to wait in line.
We'll wait till we're done. Yeah, I mean, like, this game actually reminds me of, Sonic. I know Sonic 1 didn't have as many moves for Sonic as Sonic 2 did, so I am looking forward to playing the second one, Crash Bandicoot, because I think they'll add more things that he can...
Oh, I didn't count that one right. So, I mean, this is a fun puzzle. This is like a fun little trap. I mean, this is one that I would not say is going to be very rage-inducing, because... this is something you'll be able to get. The game is not necessarily challenging you. It's saying, okay, you need to watch this pattern and you're going to be able to get by like that. But the one where you're on this bridge, and I still don't know how, I'm terrified of recording it because, I mean, I still haven't beaten it yet. I haven't found a trick to it. I'm worried. Yeah, I'm worried about it. These other levels, I mean, this is fine. This is no sweat. I'm pacing myself. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm enjoying like the aesthetic of the level, and you know, I'm getting a very Donkey Kong like vibe from it, though.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it totally makes sense, especially the Nintendo really nicely designed Donkey Kong games with the happy expressions. This does remind me of that a lot. Yeah. That's what
you know,
like.
Naughty Dog is a great developer. I mean, we have a great relationship with them. We loved Uncharted, and you know, I can see and enjoy Crash Bandicoot for what it is. I mean, I passed up on it because, like I said, we did Nintendo stuff, and that's what I did back in the day. That's what my family had, and it just made sense. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get all those boxes. So, but all this fruit will give us extra lives. So I want to try to get as many of the fruit as possible.
Yeah. Well, I do remember, too, when we got married, we just ended up with one system, because otherwise it would end up costing us so much money.
Oh, yeah. And we were actually, I was like, you know, even though, because at the time we didn't know if we'd be able to get a Wii or whatever. The Wii was coming out that September or November or something like that. And we were going to have to go to another college or something. It was all complicated, but like I was talking to my wife when we got home from work and stuff. Like we would watch DVDs and we would play GameCube games because I had like this whole GameCube collection that and we would play things like Samurai Jack, Foster's.
I mean, like
Turtles.
You tried to get me to play them. You tried to get me to play stuff. I mean, a lot of it I would watch you play, or.
But you remember what I'm talking about, like the Incredibles video game.
I remember the Incredibles one.
There was all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah, I know. I remember you trying to get me to play.
Because I was trying to introduce her to different things. Because a couple months before we got married, I got her a Nintendogs. It was just Nintendogs back then, not Nintendogs Cats.
You've been kind of pulling me over to the gamer side our entire marriage.
Join the gamer side.
And before I met you, I actually...
Oh, wow, look at how many boxes. Oh, that's painful.
Why were you doing that to Crash?
I'm sorry, Crash. I feel really bad for that now, though.
Before I met Luke, I could only play video games for 20 minutes in one day, and that was it, because it would be enough for me. I would have had it after
I've had it. It's done.
Like, I have no patience, and I can't believe, I mean, sometimes I'm still like that after, because I remember I would basically be like, well, I can get stuff done in the real world, whereas in the virtual world, nothing changes. But yeah, I mean, like, that's not totally true. Things do change, because when you play a video game, you can relax and have fun.
Okay, so I just want to make a little announcement, because this is the last level that we're going to be doing.
Ooh, this looks so cool!
Yeah, this is definitely Raiders vibe, right?
Yeah.
But now that we've finished Mighty Gunvolt and Fire Emblem, for the next probably 2 days, because you guys will have episodes of pre-recorded Street Fighter, Injustice, and tons of Fire Emblem for like all this coming month of July. I'm going to be spending 2 days playing through Crash Bandicoot 1, and I'm hoping it's not going to take me a full 24 hours to beat the 26 levels.
Yeah.
Because there's only 26 levels in this game, but the platforming... I mean, this level irked me a little bit when I tried it, but I got through it with only the first time. I would say, like, probably I lost 6 lives. Yeah. Something like that. And then I got to the level after this, and it was just like... It went from all those lives just... And then you have that guy at the end laughing at you. See, I can't judge the distance.
You have to jump further.
I know, but I'm holding in the jump button. I'm holding in the X button, like, as far as it can go. And either I'm going to overshoot it, or I'm going to fall short.
You're going to have to, like, take a running leap or something.
And this level's really cool, too, guys. If you do miss that jump box, if you climb on that little ledge where I showed you, you can still get the apples or the fruit that's in there. There we go. Yeah!
Nice job. It's funny, because even the statues actually have expression. In a way.
Run!
This game has so much expression.
Oh, yeah.
And
the way the flames are moving the eyes, it's almost like it's alive. And I'm not trying to mess with anybody's childhood. If you guys grew up with Crash, that's awesome. I grew up with Zelda, Metroid.
Destroy you!
You know?
Okay, yeah, it's fine.
It's so crazy that Zelda and Metroid were the same year.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, and I don't know, I kind of blame game companies for always competing and trying to make their game the best, when in reality, it's like, people can play everything and have fun with any game company that they play, but...
Oh, what did I hit?
You have to compete if you want to stay in the market, so that makes sense.
Oh, yeah. But, you know, I mean, I'm very happy that we got this game, and, you know, our PR guy's awesome, and Activision's awesome, and I'm going to do my best with it. I'm trying to, because I feel like ours is a fresh approach to this, because everybody that's going to be doing this game has done it. And,
yeah,
you know,
it's like our perspective on, oh, this is cool, I've never seen this, Phil. Yeah.
So we get like this whole...
Not only we're seeing it new in the revised look, we're actually totally new to the entire thing, so...
I've only seen clips of the game, and I'm trying to think... I think my friend rage quit, like, I don't know if I ever saw him beat it. It was more like, we'd go over to his house, he would get past the road to nowhere, and then he would get to, like, this gray boss and some other stuff, and get to the third island.
You know what
And he would get mad.
You know what I'm excited about, Kwing? Is that we're making new memories with Crash. So
oh yeah, definitely.
In the future, like when you think of Crash, you'll think of
I'll think of this.
Us playing it through, and you'll never have to think of like your friend that was such a jerk before.
What I love about playing ahead in this game now and then playing it with you is I can be kind of a hothead by myself. And you even say that my
you're like
aura is...
Yes, it feels like I'm getting a vibe off you, like where the cats are like trying to get away from you. And
they're running around clawing things. Yeah,
because they can tell like the anger within Luke is just like.
I would say that right now, going through this again, even though I have a fresh idea of what I'm supposed to do, and I know that takes away of some people's blind reaction or whatever, but Amber hasn't seen this, so she's fresh-eyed with this. And at the same time, I'm forging new memories of actually having fun playing this game now. Whereas before, I wanted to take the game and like put it in the blender.
I'm sorry if I'm taking away the blind experience from people, but I don't like watching Kwing rage. It really, like...
She gets nervous when she sees the veins pop out of my neck.
Yeah, I don't know what to do, because I feel like, are you mad at me? It's like, no, I'm mad at the game, but I'm just like, okay, I'll just sit over here on the other side of the couch. But it's, I mean, it's one of those rage-inducing games. I feel that Sonic is kind of rage-inducing as well, so I can kind of relate, because you know, having a Sega Genesis, I would play levels over and over and over again. Yeah. For me, I would probably play the same level of Crash Bandicoot like 50 times until I got it. So that would be me. Most people, that wouldn't be them. But for me, I don't feel that I'm natural. I don't know if it causes talent, but I don't have natural gamer talent. I do enjoy playing games.
Well, there's only a couple levels in this that I've been reading on Reddit and some other places that have been known to be rage inducers. The Road to Nowhere level, like...
this level's cool looking.
This level's awesome. And the redesign of it looks really good. The Road to Nowhere, there's a couple other levels that are later in the game after that. So once I'm able to beat that, and I'll be able to beat it, I'm gonna, after we finish this and... I watch a little bit of anime. I'm going to go through and I'm going to see if I can conquer another 6 or 7 or 8 episodes, or like levels.
You have to refresh your soul with anime.
Yeah, I kind of do, because I'm a hothead. That's why one of the things I'm so worried about, like doing Dark Tomorrow for the one audience, is like me literally like doing the Kwing yell that was in the Batman Begins stream, except it would be even more than that. I got very upset when somebody said something about my wife. But I tell you, that glider level in Batman Dark Tomorrow, we're fighting Raz. I mean, I'm gonna have to turn off the microphone because it could be bad. Well,
remember when, because I didn't really play a lot of games when we first were married, remember you were trying to get me to play more games? Aw. But remember like when I would get really mad and you had to teach me to not throw the controller when I got angry?
Oh, yeah.
Because... I wasn't used to playing games for a long time. The reason why I don't have patience for games is because I would get angry when I wasn't getting it. So yeah, I would definitely be throwing that controller. I feel kind of like a little kid throwing my controller, but I totally would. So,
Yeah,
I don't
and
know.
if you haven't played Crash before, you wouldn't know about that bridge secret. I mean,
that is cool.
That was trial and error for
right.
me, because I was like, how in the world do I get the fruit?
That is awesome. That is like the Indiana Jones.
It is the Indiana
faith,
Jones, the leap of faith thing. Yeah.
That is the coolest thing, and this is so like.
Well,
I'm
you
getting
can
such
tell
cool Indiana Jones.
that Naughty Dog was a huge fan of Indiana Jones because they later created Uncharted.
Now, watching this level, I realize it makes sense. This is like Nathan Drake, like right here. Like you can see, like that they would make him after this. Yeah,
totally.
Because he is like Crash Bandicoot, but he's not a Bandicoot. He's a human.
My word of advice for people playing this game that are new to it, because there are going to be new people that are going to play this and be like, oh, you know, cutesy anime character or cartoon character, I want it. Always follow the fruit. The fruit is kind of like the developer's little like, hey, you're doing this wrong.
Yeah. Wait, is there ever a misleading fruit that leads you to your death?
Not that I found yet, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, usually follow the fruit then. Yeah.
I wouldn't say follow the fruit or items that are health-like in games like Castlevania or some of those other ones. In this one, it's kind of like, because it can be a little confusing, like where you're supposed to go.
Yeah, so it can be like a hint. Yeah, because see, you did like several different perspectives. That is cool right there. That looked awesome.
But now we're back. This is the part of the game that I don't like, the platforming from this angle.
Yeah, I kind of like the perspectives, though. The perspective changes, but I can understand, especially if you have like problems with eyesight problems or something, then it would just drive you absolutely up the wall.
There we go.
But
all right, so I got a little quiet there, but we did. I'm doing a lot better than I did. I mean, I went through the level a lot slower, and I was counting the seconds for how long. You were like, what are you doing? Why are you counting? It's like I'm counting the seconds for how long the platforms turn because they fall. And if you pace yourself again like this, collecting these diamond things is really not that difficult. Like I would suggest slowing down and just, you know, unless you're running away from a boulder, then by all means, like, run for your life, but, you know, there you go.
Well,
it's possible. See, even I can get it perfect.
Nice!
I think that's our second one in this episode.
His mouth used to go all the way down.
I love his eyes looking around. He's like, okay, how long do I need to be in this pose? Are we done? Are we done?
It's, like, so adorable.
Super adorbs. But anyway, guys and gals, like I said, it's going to be like one Crash episode a day. Can be anywhere between 20 to 30-minute episodes. Doing my best for you guys, and I hope you appreciate it. This is the level I hate the most, so gonna take a break. I'll attempt it. Thanks for watching. Make sure you mash that like button for Crash, and give us other suggestions for cool games coming out this year. God bless and happy gaming.
See ya!